What's going on, guys? Snag here, and it's time to wrap up round 12 of the 2024 NRL season, guys. Now, prerequisite before they start this video, I'm going to be whipping through this video relatively quick. Not real fast, just faster than normal, just because we got one thing in our mind, lads. State of origin. We don't care about this round anymore. No, we do. This was actually a really good round, and there were some crazy games in it with a lot of implications, I think. But we do have State of Origin on our minds, guys. New South Wales has dropped their team list. I did a video, my first thoughts on that one, if you want to see that. Queensland are dropping theirs as well. And as soon as they do that, I'll do my initial thoughts. And then I'll also do a full breakdown where we compare matchups and do all that sort of cool stuff. So that's all coming, guys. But I do want to still do this video. There were some crazy games in this weekend, and I want to talk about it. And I'm sure you guys do too, because there was some crazy results here, man. And yeah, just a lot going on. It was an awesome round of footy, sort of thing, guys. So let us know how you went, guys. How many out of 8 did you hit in this one, guys? Let us know if you hit any crazy punts in this one as well. And obviously, just make sure you stay up to date with everything that's going on, especially State of Origin related, guys. Make sure you subscribe, guys. We're closing in on 6,000. I think we're up to 5.5 or something like that. So shoot us a sub, guys. It really does mean a lot, guys. And thanks to everyone that's with all the kind words lately too. It's been really nice. I love hearing all your guys' kind words. It keeps me going, sort of thing. So, like I said, not doing this for money, lads. Just love chatting footy. All right, guys. Let's get into the results, the ladder, and then we'll just break down each game, relatively quick, guys. All right. So, Doggies get it done against the Dragons, 44-12. Cowboys win 42-28 against the West Tigers. Seagulls get it over the Melbourne Storm, 26-20. This was a funny one. So I tipped the Seagulls, but then when Kohler was out, I switched it. Like, I did a short video and I switched it to the Melbourne Storm, but I forgot to change my tip. It stayed on the Seagulls, so I hit it. Roosters absolutely slaughter the Raiders. Talking about slaughters. Panthers get it done over the Sharks. Rabbitohs beat the Parramatta Eels 42-26. Titans gritty win by 2 points over the Brisbane Broncos. Warriors defeat the Dolphins 24-20, and Newcastle had the bye. So let's have a look at the ladder. I haven't looked at this yet. How are we looking? Sharks still on top. Sharks still on top, guys, with 9 wins. For and against took a big hiding on this one, guys. So Roosters now have the best for and against here, guys. Panthers in second. Panthers move up to second. Storm dropped to third. Dolphins still sitting in fourth. Roosters up into fifth. Broncos down into sixth. Knights in with the bye move up to seventh. Raiders move down to eighth. Seagulls, Bulldogs, Cowboys all move up into ninth, 10th and 11th. Dragons down to 12th. Then we have the Warriors input. Titans up. Parramatta down. West Tigers down. Rabbitohs still on the bottom, guys. So she's taken shape, the old top 8. Old top 8. One sec, guys. All right, you guys hate the sound of me drinking, so I've got to mute the mic for that one. All right, Bulldogs versus the Dragons. Now, I want to prerequisite this by saying to all the Bulldogs fans watching, I'm not taking anything away from your win. You were absolutely brilliant. But I was actually really impressed with believe it or not, with the Dragons as well, guys. So I did like Sexton starting. I'll get into that in a minute. But so just the way this game started. So the first half, what was the score again at halftime? So Dragons were winning 12-6. I really liked the way their team looked. Like, I was actually sitting there going, like, Saul, dare I say, took Critter to school in that first half. He just, every tap, he just beeline straight and got a try over him. Looked really, really nice. Then Jack Bird went off. They obviously shifted everything around. Eisenhoff into the centres, and it was just a train wreck and a mess. And I said this, like, a Doggies fan had a go at me. Some Doggies, I love most Doggies fans, but some are so sensitive. I said, oh man, when Eisenhoff went in there, it was just all over there. You still have to exploit the weakness, and Bulldogs did that so well. It was really, really good, but it was a massive weakness for the Dragons were great on that edge and had it all locked up, and then it obviously got changed, and the Bulldogs ran in, I think, 4 of their tries along there. They didn't even go to the left. They just kept peppering the right, and they don't score many tries on the right, and they scored. Salmon got a double, bro, on that edge. Like, come on, man. Like, clearly there was something up with that edge. But again, Bulldogs can only play who's in front of them. There was a weakness, and they exploited it perfectly. So really, really good. But when they brought what's his name on? just before Bird went down, they brought Luciano to that left, and I was looking at the team, and I'm like, Luciano. So it goes Luciano, Sully, Ravalawa. It was so powerful. Then on the right, Bird and Sewer Bird and Lomax. It just looked, the edges looked powerful, nice, strong. I was sitting there going, holy, this like almost looked top 8-ish. Like it looked really, really nice. So I don't want to. Yeah, I was actually really impressed. I know it was only 12-6. I know it was just against the Bulldogs. Not taking anything away from the Bulldogs, but they didn't do it to Penrith or anything. But it was good. And then then the game obviously completely swung. Bulldogs were absolutely nice. Now, I've just had a lot of mates who are Bulldogs fans. Sort of, they've been glazing Sexton Snag hard. And I like Sexton, but I don't think, like, there's a lot of Bulldogs fans sort of acting like he's the magic bullet. And now he's, like, sort of like they've had, like, Nathan Cleary sitting on the sidelines not getting played. He's not him. Like, I've watched Sexton pretty closely, even last year at the Bulldogs. Like, we've literally seen him play at the Bulldogs. His first game he came into the Bulldogs, he killed it. He's good. He's not incredible. Like, his ceiling is pretty low compared to, like, I don't ever think reach, like, Sam Walker or, like, Reynolds, or, like, he'll never be one of those elite number 7s. And I think he's the absolute magic bullet to all the Bulldogs, problems. Like, isn't that? Like, he's going to have plenty of bad games if he's number 7. He's, you know what I mean? But the benefit to having him is, when you're on top, when things are going good, when you've got momentum, he will make the right decisions and he will do all the right things. Like, there's a reason why his second half was so much better than his first. Forwards were moving forward, like everything was working. He got everyone to their spots and he did, honestly, a perfect job. Like, Sexton was incredible in that second half. I just don't want to glaze. Like, I'm just not on the glazing. Like, oh my God, like, how's he been left out of the team? We've got Nathan Cleary sitting on the sidelines pretty much. I just think he's a very, like, an above average half that's gonna, out of 10 games, he's going to have 6 really good ones and 4 pretty bad ones. And that's where I sort of see Sexton. Like I said, he came in last year and, like, good mates are Bulldogs fans, and they were just glazing him like it was the next big thing. I think his next game he was okay. Then he had like 3 pretty bad games in a row. Then a good one. Then a couple bad. Like, he wasn't that good, sort of thing. So, having said that, I do like him there over Hutchison just because he is a genuine half. And the thing is with Hutcho, I think Hutchinson's the better footy player. But I think Sexton is a much better halfback, like out and out number 7. He looks really good, and when the Bulldogs are on top, he will make the right plays, do the right things to get the team around the park, do all the stuff a genuine number 7 can do. One thing he does lack, which is fine in this team, is he doesn't have a long kicking game, not a good one anyway. But Matt Burton's long kicking game in this game was flawless. I thought Mitchell Moses was out there. It was absolutely. It was really good. Like, it was a clinic. Like, especially in the first half. Like, Burton's kicking game kept them close in that first half, because I genuinely think Dragons were substantially better than the Bulldogs in the first half. Burton's kicking game really kept them in the game. It was absolutely brilliant. So Eisenhoff, he's got to go, man. Like, I think he should be playing Super League by now. I hate saying that, but he's not NRL standard anymore. I think he's got to go. I think the Dragons have to find a replacement for him real quick. But yeah, so it was great. Like, that was a cool thing for the Bulldogs, and why I thought it was so good for the Bulldogs. They showed that they could attack down the right too. It's all well and good to have a really slick edge, which they do on the left, but like, good teams will just drop another player on that side, and then if that's all you got, then you get shut down. We've seen it a bit with the Rabbitohs. They've had the best left edge for the last 3 years, and it's been dangerous, and they score so many tries down there. But when you play a top team, they can shut it. If they shut it down, and you get nothing from it, and you're not used to going right a whole heap, it can bottleneck pretty quickly. So, but yeah, like I said, it sounds like I was being negative on the doggies. I'm not. It was just what I saw, sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, look at that possession. Jesus Christ, 88 completed well. They had been struggling there a little bit. Ran for 2 kilometres. Like, they didn't come close to doing that last year. They are so much better than last year. 8 line breaks to 2. Look at that. They won the ruck. Oh, well, not really, but their ruck speed was brilliant still. Refs wasn't mucking around. Jesus Christ. 8 offloads to 7. Yeah, effective tackle 88%. So these numbers are just great from the Bulldogs. Jesus Christ, such an improvement from last year. Such an improvement. Let's see who racked up some meters. So Jacob Carraz, absolutely brilliant. 259 meters, 26 runs, 89 post contact. Jesus Christ, 6 tackle breaks. I thought Adokar was pretty damn solid. Connor Tracy was great too. You could just see, just great, man. Max King was great, man. Like, he doesn't have all the ability in the world, but he's just a solid toiler. And Reid Marnie was pretty damn good too. I didn't actually mind Reid Marnie was doing, but I think they need to target him more. Yeah, just a really good performance from the doggies. And Dragons need to get rid of Eisenhoof ASAP and sort something else out there, seriously. And sort out the second halves too. Cowboys onto the West Tigers, guys. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, it was great. And again, it's going to sound like I'm bagging teams that are winning games. I'm not. The Cowboys are really good. I just still haven't seen an 80-minute performance from them. They look like they're going to put 70 on real quick, and they put 40 on, which is damn good. But like these first 14 minutes, I was sitting there going, oh, maybe they are back. Then they went and patched, and they come good. Then it was bad again. It was so stoppy and starty. It was just they let tries in, but that's the thing though. Like this is what's bad about it. Like there's nothing wrong with leaking tries. Like it happens. It's rugby league. You're playing another professional team. What's a little scary about the Cowboys and why they keep losing game, like they went on that skid and all that sort of stuff, was they leak tries in bunches. Like it was like, yeah, they're on top, everything's looking comfy, cruisy, 2 tries. And then, then there was another one in the middle there, and then there was another 2. Like that, 2 tries within 2 minutes twice in a game is so concerning to me. But like I said, they played so positive. They did play good in bigger chunks, and they didn't only do it once, which is what they had sort of done when they went on that big skid. They played great. Like I said, they looked like a top 4 team for about 15 minutes through the whole game. They sort of looked like a top 4 team for 15 minutes twice in this game, which is better. So glass half full for the Cowboys, I guess you could sort of say. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. Drinky was brilliant. I had Tuolungi and they were attacking right all game. Thought McLean was good. Robson was good. Shout out to the call up for Reece Robson into Origin. Lukey was good. I thought Ruben Cotter was real nice as well. Not great. Now I just wrote this down. Like, had a lot of Cowboys fans. I love Drink. He's probably one of my favourite players to watch. He's like 100% in the top 5. But people were saying, like, why isn't he getting a look in for the New South Wales fullback? Watch these first 3 tries. That's why. It was so bad from him. Like, his defense, his one-on-one, like, just, and it's not even just like making a bad read. It was like also like effort. It was disgustingly bad. Like, it was so bad. But yeah, Dearden, absolute beast. He killed it. Val did a hip drop, which he should be fine for State of Origin, but it looked really bad at first sight. But it was, yeah, I don't like those ones. I think it should just be like when you grab, you slip and you clearly drop your weight on. When you're just diving, like, I don't think that's a hip drop. I think you're just diving because you're just putting all your weight forward. Sort of thing apparel coming soon. But yeah, look, good for the Cowboys. Look, we said they had a pretty soft 4 games coming up. So if we had a look at those guys, we'll go to Cowboys. Cowboys. We said they had to win it. I wanted to see them win 3 or 4. They didn't. So they had, was this it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they had Dolphins. I know that's not soft, but they had Dolphins, Titans, Rabbitohs, West Tigers all in a row. And I was like, look, they have to win 3 of these for me to take them serious as like even a top 8 team. They didn't do that. They hit 2, which is fine. Like, it's absolutely fine. But this was their nice soft run where they really should have gone 4 here, gone bang, 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 bang. All of a sudden they're back in the 8. All of a sudden they're back on all their minds. They've got a ton of confidence. 2 from 4. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. They can still go on a run, but now it does get a little tougher for them. They've got the Roosters, the Wars looking good again, Canberra looking good again, then a bye, then Penrith, then Man. Like, it's getting tougher from now. So I really would have loved to see them win 3 of these, but I mean, yeah, they did too. We'll have to wait and see how they go. I'm still really on the fence with the Cowboys, guys. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. All right, so yeah, they won the meters, won the post contact, 10 line breaks, brilliant. 44 tackle breaks, average set distance 52 metres. This is all great. But it was just against a Tigers team that I can't take overly seriously. Only 5 offloads. I'd love to see them offload a little bit more because they've got offload, swing it straight out to Val Holmes. 40-20 was great. Tackle efficiency was brilliant. Missed tackles 25, that's great. Errors 7, that's great. Penalties conceded 4, that's fine. So yeah, solid effort from the Cowboys. Not knocking them, it was fine, but just still not 80 minutes, I guess you could say. Seagulls Storm. Melbourne just looked so off at the start of this game. Gee, what were their errors like? But it was just, they were way off. Like, they sort of come good in the second half, but their errors was just, like, they were bad, like, very un-Melbourne-like errors. Yeah, 10 errors. Oh, sorry, 11 errors. Luckily, Manly made 11. But yeah, it was very, very concerning, I guess you could sort of say. And just looked off. Like, they didn't look like Melbourne at all. Xavier Coates was, like, they didn't struggle to get him any good ball. Yeah, Farlongo wasn't getting ball in good position. It just didn't look nice at all. Harry Grant, it was just everyone. Like, it was just across the board. 1 through 13 just did not look good through the first half, guys. Seagulls weren't brilliant or anything like that, but I just thought they did enough. They looked good. Man, I loved when Nathan Brown came on. He just changes the game. He's so fast, his leg speed. And it was actually pretty funny. I didn't realise this, but I remember when he was at Parramatta, he had a real good run. It was so gangster. This is when I got so much respect for Nathan Brown against Blore, when Blore was at the Tigers. So Blore was a rookie, and Nathan Brown just like beelined at him. Not at him because nothing against him, but it was just, that's what he does. He runs straight. And Blore clipped him high. He got, a bit of a push and shove scuffle, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Parramatta got the penalty, kicked it out, and he was like screaming at Mitchell Moses, like, give me the next carry, give me that. And he just beelined to Blore again. Bang, hit him high again. Boof. Like, just, like, jumped up again. Barked. They got another penalty. And then they didn't kick it out this time. They took a tap because they were quite close. And he just beelined him out again. And he did it in this, not quite that exact sequence, but he just did the same thing, just kept peeling at Blore. He's just like, I love that, man. I just love that. We don't get many those cool one-on-one run straight battles with forwards anymore. It was really cool to watch, man. So I absolutely loved that one. But like I said, full strength, I still love this Manly team. Like, speed on the edges, good centres. I mean, when you get Turbo back, Kohler comes back in on the wing. Running half, game managing, size, when things back in here too. Good hooker, great edges, great lock. Like, it's a really, really good, well-balanced, big, mixed with size, speed, everything. Like, this, they should be much higher on the ladder than they are. I'm just waiting for it all to click. And obviously, their just defense has to be a bit better because they were good in this game. They still lead 20, like, so... got to complete better. Like, they're not perfect, but I can see a really good rugby league team in there. I can see a smoky top 4 team in there. Seriously, 1500 to 1400, 6 line breaks to 3 guys. Post contact, absolutely cooked them. Lost the ruck, but not too bad. 3 offloads to 9. What else we got here, guys? Kick defusal 71, bombs 5 to 3. Tackle efficiency 87. Melbourne tackled well, 90%. Wow, that's crazy. Missed tackles 25 to 29. Errors 10 to 11. But yeah, it was a crazy game, man. It was really exciting. I loved this game. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Not a ton of Jason Saab at fullback. Oh, that's right, they named it. So it was good to see another Hopewadi in here. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, great game. Yes, we'll see if Seagulls can go on a bit of a run. Let's see what their next month looks like, guys. Because if they can... I said, if the Seagulls, so I think they get Turbo back around 18. If they can go, so they got 5 games. Let's have a look what those 5 games look like. Where are they? Seagulls, there they are. So they got a bye. Then they got Penrith, going to be tough. Then they got Dragons, winnable. Bunnies, winnable. Then another bye. So this is awesome. This is awesome for the Seagulls. So they've obviously just lost Turbo, but they've got 2 byes in the time he's out. To sort of regard, so that's 2 less games they don't have to play without Turbo. So they got very tough game. So they got bye, very tough game, very winnable game, bye. Cowboys, very winnable game, which he could be back for. So it's not all over for the Seagulls. They've got a nice run home too. Bulldogs, West Tigers, Warriors. Yeah, so look, I think the Seagulls are actually poised to be. It's not all over. Like everyone wrote them off when Turbo went down. I think they're okay. I really do. I think they could be okay. Let's move on to the Sharkies versus the Penny Panthers. I was watching this game with whiskey in hand, had family over. It was my daughter's birthday. We're watching. I'm watching, but I'm sort of pretending to chat to it. Yeah, totally. Yeah, good chat. So I didn't get to like break this down, but the general consensus of this game was, Sharkies back five have just been monstering through the middle, absolutely killing it, blitzing everyone. Like their power game has been insane. Penrith stopped it in its tracks. Like they were just bang, bang, bang. The meters weren't flowing, and then all of a sudden it just sent a ripple effect and made Sharks play outside their systems a little more. Katoa dropping. I was sitting there going, I'm not sitting here saying like Katoa's this super safe winger, but I don't remember him dropping multiple bombs in the game. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like, all of a sudden it was just like players were doing things I hadn't really seen them do before. Nico Hines, 2 bombs out on the full. Just really made them play outside their systems. Their forwards that had just been dominating really didn't have the impact they sort of did. I really like starting Moses and Fish together. We saw this a little bit with Parramatta as well, where you got 2 really dominant front rowers, and you want one on the park at all times, sort of thing. But they're the best combination, probably the best 1-2 starting prop rotation I've ever seen. If you want to sit there and tell me it was Petro and Webke, I'm not going to argue with you or whatever. But if it's not Petro and Webke, it's these two. Like these two work together flawlessly. Fish a little bit more tackle, like defensive line speed, smack you. Moses Leota, like they both have both of these qualities, but Moses a little bit more damaging with the ball in hand. But it's just perfect. And when we get onto the Parramatta game in a second, they started Junior Paulo with RCG as well. And I did actually think it looked better than it had looked in the past. They're your best forwards. Start them. I was wrong. I said maybe you'd have to split them up at the start of this year. Talking about both teams, I like them together. It works better. Yeah, and that just really looked like it. Just worked better with like these three. Like one of the hardest hitting locks in hookers in the game. Moses Leota, Fisher Harris smacking. They were smacking. They were slapping. It was absolutely nuts. So shout out to the forwards there. They were absolutely brilliant. Look, I hadn't been impressed with this Cole kid much at all. At all. He looked nice. Like I've been told this kid's the next big thing. Well, not next big thing, one of the next big things. And he looked like it finally. I think he was in the club challenge, wasn't impressed. His couple of games he's played this year, not impressed. He looked really good. He played good. He got to try all this sort of stuff. So I think his confidence will be up. And he looked really, really good. We'll have a look at the team stats here. This should be interesting. 61%. Look at that, 35 minutes with the ball in hand. That is, I've seen this before, but I've never seen this before. That is, wow. 35 minutes with ball in hand compared to 21. That is insane. Isn't it crazy how much of a rugby league game we miss? How much rugby league we miss out at 80 minutes? A lot of the minutes, man. 87%. This was well over 90% up until, I think they did 3 errors at the end. So this was at 45. So this would have been at 95%, 94% or something with a few minutes to go. They did a few errors at the end, and shout out to them for keeping that clean sheet because they gave a bit of possession to the Sharks right at the end there. Look at this. They ran for 2 kilometres. Sharkies only ran for 1,000. They doubled their meters. Wow. Like, this is an absolute spanking. Like, this is a who's your daddy moment. Like, this is crazy. Against the top team without their best player. That is crazy. 6 line break. Didn't leak a line break. 54 tackle breaks. Wow. Did it without Tiny too. There was multiple sets in this game where Sharks made under 20 metres. Like a lot. Everyone wrote off Panthers last. I couldn't believe the people saying Penrith weren't going to. They're not even close this year. They're way off. I'm like, I mean, look, I'll admit it. I sat there and I don't think I said it out loud. I'm not that stupid, but I was like a little, not worried. Last year I had him as locks to win the Prem. The year before I had him locks to win the Prem. Last week I was sitting there going, definitely not locks. And this I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm not putting them in as locks yet, but Jesus Christ, they didn't do much to change my change my mind. Put it that way. 13 offloads to 2. I've always thought Penrith should offload a little more because they don't shift as much, but boom, win the contact. It's actually low. People think offloading's risky. It's not if you just do it at the right time. Tavita Pangai Jr. offloaded risky because he went in with the intention to offload. If you run into the line and think hit hard, win the contact, boom. Oh, my arm's completely free. There's my hooker. There's my fullback. Give it to him. That's it. Like you don't go in with the intention to offload. You go in with the intention to win the contact. And if you win it and your arm's free and you've got Dylan Edwards there you go, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And it's actually low risk. It is low risk. It's just when teams over offload or teams going with the intention to offload, that's when it becomes risky. Like if they win contact all the time and just go to ground, I'm like, fuck, there was an offload there. Tackle efficiency 84. Yeah, how do you beat this? Like, this is just 27 missed tackles, 54, 15 errors to 7. A lot of these errors were unforced, but a lot were forced errors as well. Penalties conceded 3-3, ruck infringements 2 each. Yeah, wild, absolutely wild. Really stood up. Got to have a look at some of Penrith's back meters. This should be insane. 250 metres from Dylan Edwards. Shout out to Dylan Edwards for getting his first run at State of Origin. 2 line breaks, 48 post-contact, 7 tackle breaks. Taruva, 211, 64 post-contact, 7 tackle breaks. Alamotti, 98, 13, 36. Brian Tortle, 149. You're slacking, bruh. Shout out to Luai too, getting his run. And my brother Isaiah Yo for getting a shot too. The only real weak link here was, Matthew Eisenhoof had an absolute stinker. But besides that, they were solid 1 through 17. And they're the favourites to win this year again. Scary. Oh, I just got out of the Panorama game. I was trying to be fancy with my clicks. Let's skip over. I watched this game at the bar. And I was pretty... not very impressed. So just Rabbitohs out to a pretty quick start. It was always going to be hard from Parramatta. I thought both teams looked pretty good in patches. But just nothing crazy overall. Blaze Talangi is solid, but he needs a bit of work still. Apparently Mitchell Moses and Gutho are both back next week. Again, I really liked Regal Campbell-Gillard and Junior Paulo starting together. I think Trent Barrett said after there are 2 best props they should start. I actually didn't mind as well Joey Lussick and the hands rotation rather than playing Joey Lussick the whole time. So pretty good. Kulamattangi, loved him in the middle. From memory, I think I actually wouldn't mind this moving forward because Cam Murray, he's small. He gets smashed, man. Like, I love him. And you want his leg speed in the middle a bit, but Kulamattangi looks so good in the middle. I wouldn't mind maybe when... Yeah, I don't know. That's Wayne Bennett's problem next year. Trell was all right. He looked good. I still don't like his body language. Let's have a look at the team stats and whip on to the next game, guys. That's better from the Rabbitohs. Not good enough from Para. 1,500 each. Post-contact, won by Rabbitohs. Line breaks 4-6, favouring the Eels. Tackle breaks 30-27. Parramatta, I felt that like they won the ruck. 86 to 87%. 27 missed tackles, 31. So not both improvements for both teams. Ineffective tackles 15-14. Errors 10. Yeah, Parramatta too many. Yeah, gave them a too big a head. I wish they didn't have that head start because I think this could have been a really nice close game. You know those games between 2 sort of bottom teams where it's like 28-24, but it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it's just an awesome game, you know, so... But anyway, it's all good. Shout out to the Bunnies. Still on the bottom there. Parramatta, some positives, some negatives. But main positive is they're getting their 2 best players coming back next week. Titans, Broncos. Shout out to the Titans getting the dub. That was absolutely brilliant. Payne Haas getting a try. I think that's his... He doesn't get many, so yeah. Really, really good from him. I just want to give the Titans such a rap. I had completely written them off. And they were playing like $1.14 to win the spoon, and deservingly so. Like, they were playing awful footy, full strength. Then Tino goes down. Foran starts getting... Like, everyone starts going down. And then they come good. It just goes to show, man, it doesn't matter who you run out there. Run hard, tackle hard. And we're about to get into the Dolphins Warriors. Exactly the same thing. Reece Walsh looked so menacing at the start of this game. Really I'm a little worried on his knee, eh? State of origin, he's going to get selected, but I have a feeling there's something wrong with him because just the way he tapered off, just noticed him as well. Not grabbing his knee, but just like messing with his knee wrap, his strapping. Just kept touching it and stuff. Just when something's bothering you, touch it. You know, when your ears itchy, like anything, like something's bothering you, you're just touching it. There was something bothering him in his knee. It really was. It might have been that his strapping was too tight. I don't know, but didn't. Like, just the way he dropped off in this game. He was still fine, by the way. He was still better than 80% of the fullbacks in the comp. But he just did look a little off to me. So, fingers crossed. We want him to play at State of Origin. New South Wales, if they do want to win. Queensland want him there because he's elite. And New South Wales, if you want to win, you want to beat the best team. So, yeah, hopefully he's there. Selwyn Cobbo looks so hard to tackle and nice at the moment. This Kapani dude looked so good and then started just... fell to pieces and started throwing some of the worst passes I've ever seen. Ezra Mann, again, he's a bit of a cone in defense. I'm noticing it more and more. He's got to work on it, man. He really does. I'll get to them in a minute. Jock Madden, I guess the only criticism I can give him is he's not Adam Reynolds. He's just not that good. Like, just moving forward, he's going to improve and get better the more first grade he plays. But I haven't seen... Like, sometimes you can see a guy, right? Like, Blaise Talangi for Parramatta, right? He hasn't played that good at fullback. But you can see his ceiling is like... Jock Madden's ceiling looks mid. So, I don't know if he's the future Broncos... You know, like, they're talking about him as to take over the reins of this Brisbane Broncos team when Reynolds goes down. I'm not seeing that yet, but I'm willing to give the young fella a crack. I'm not writing him off or anything like that. I loved what Jensen did. I loved what Payne did. Billy was a little off. Piakura looked great, and then they took him off. Odd. Jordan Ricky got a bit of a bath from what's his name? Dave Fafita. Pat Carrigan, elite as always. Smoothie actually looked pretty good. I actually really liked Hetherington. And Xavier Wilson looks really good. I don't think he's... still got a bit of his baby body. Not quite. That's probably wrong, but you know what I mean. He just... Bit of Tino in him, eh? He looks good. He looks really, really good. I loved what Aaron Clark's been doing off bench. If you've been following me since last year, guys, I said there's a footy player in this dude. He's got to sort of... The game changed when he came on. It really did. He's one of these... He's like Cheese 2.0, not better, just a similar version. Can play hooker, fast through the middle. He came on. He got that gritty try, just gritted his way over. His carries were tough, nice. But yeah, I just love what the Titans were doing. They went out there and they just believed, man, and they just ran hard, tackled hard, never gave up. And this Broncos team was so... Titans played so much better footy. The only reason Broncos they just have so much firepower. They put 34 points together. If you just want to talk about the way the teams played, defensive structures, this, that, and the other, Titans were better, man, like substantially better. Broncos are just so stacked that they obviously scored a bunch of tries, but they were... Broncos have a few issues, but they've got so much firepower in a lot of games it doesn't matter. Their edges look flimsy, real flimsy. Like some of those tries were so soft. That one when Fermor went down the right side. All I was thinking during this game is, because I always think when I'm watching a contending team play, like, can they win the comp? Can't they? I'm always, when they're playing like more of a lower team, I'm always thinking, man, imagine if they were playing. All I was thinking in this game was, imagine if they're playing the Roosters. Like their edges look flimsy. Imagine Joey Manu, Suaalii, Tupou, and Dom Young would have done to them. They would have skittled them. Like they would have. I honestly think if Broncos played like that and Roosters played like they played, I think the Roosters probably could have pumped the Broncos like 40-something to 12. Like that's how, because yeah, it was not good. But Broncos, to me, like, they're fine. They've just got a few things to tinker with. And like I said, they've got Corey Oates in the team, who's not their first choice. They've got this Karapani guy who's not their first. So that's why I'm not, like, worried. Like, oh, my God, their edges are so flimsy. Stags will come in, shore that up, and stuff like that. So, yeah, because I noticed their defensive structures they're not bad, but, like, so when they were full strength, had their edges full strength, right, they not make a wrong move, but let's say they do jam or whatever, or just say they jam, but then the other team creates space. They were so big, athletic, and strong that they would cover it. They just, and sometimes it wasn't necessarily good defense. It was decisive defense. They're like, I'm gonna jam, they're gonna cover, and it was just decisiveness, big, athletic, and strong that was sort of covering them, and they looked flimsy. And then I was sitting there going, geez, their edges look flimsy, and then they were starting making breaks through the middle. I was like, Jesus Christ. So yeah, a bit to work on for the Broncos, but they are fine, just fine. I'm not writing them off at all. I said I don't think Broncos will play their best footy till after Origin, if healthy. So I'm sure they'll be just fine. And shout out to the Titans. And man, nothing made me happier than the Warriors winning this game, man. Shout out to the Warriors. Shout out to Warriors fans. 9th sellout in a row. They've sold out every single game this year. Stuck by them even when they were getting hidings a few rounds ago. Their jerseys were so sick. And man, I really, really want the Warriors to go good this year just because it's so good for rugby league, man. Rugby league in New Zealand. Like, rugby union's slacking over there. It's lacking hard. There's just players defecting over to rugby league, and the more good players we can get out of New Zealand, the stronger that competition is over there, the stronger that team is over there, the more people are going to play rugby league. Like, there's 4 million people in New Zealand. It's a rugby. I don't think it'll ever take over, but if they could get rugby league just to the same level as rugby union, like rugby, the NRL is in a much better place, sort of thing. So, but yeah, just tough, gritty. Like I just said in the Titans game, they had players playing out of position, but like a little bit different to, like, say, the Bunnies, and they've looked awful. DWZ goes into fullback. Watch this, lads. First carry, just ran it like a bull, man. And then everyone just followed. Like, shout out to DWZ, man. Like, he's been out there when he got put in at fullback in this game, completely out of position. He didn't light the game on fire, but what did he do? Someone said to me the other day, I said, man, I wouldn't pick Latrell in the State of Origin team just because of his poor body language. Body language is so important. When like, a lot of the players look up to DWZ, and he's a vet. He's been in the Panthers system. He's all that stuff. When you're just going, let's go, and you're just like taking this hectic carry, what do you think Monsolo Montoya's going to do on his next carry? What do you then think? You get what I mean? It's a chain effect, and all of a sudden they're just bang, bang, bang. They're pumping through the middle. They're tackling harder. He was just so good, man. And man, people say, I couldn't believe. Who cares about body language, bro? Your team does. When your best player is got poor body language and slacking and sooking to the refs and like not trying and just pissed off and got his slumped shoulders, it's terrible. DWZ, man, he's just like, get on my back, lads. Let's go. We got this, man. I don't care if RTS isn't here. I don't care if AFB is not here. I don't care if Tavita Harris isn't there. Yeah, it was just great, man. What's his name again? Where did he started a prop? Niakura. Massive. People don't. When he was out, I was like, people don't realize what a big. He is so good. Like, he is so damn good. And he came on and just his work. He was on one, bro. And he was the same. He just led, man. And then what happened? They all look up to him too, man. Like, like as a a warrior, and he was just taking carry after carry so hard, smacking, getting up, playing the ball, and everyone followed. Then all of a sudden, Bunty's taking carries I've never seen him take before. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And Dolphins were actually pretty damn good. Like, they were nice too. So definitely need to sort out. I can't remember what their record was, but it's actually not great away from home. Away. So yeah, 3-2. So 4-2. Nah, surely not. Oh, that's right. So they got a bad record out of Brisbane or out of Queensland. When they've travelled to Sydney and thing, their record hasn't been great. But yeah, so they've got to sort that out a little bit. They're very good at winning in Queensland. I just saw the stat pop up on, it might have been Random Stats Guy or something. But yeah, absolutely great, man. Let's have a look at some of these stats. But yeah, Warriors just, sometimes this is what you need too, right? sometimes you got your star-studded team and you're not winning games. And then stars start going down, and everyone, I heard Warriors fans going, oh, we're done. All our best players, we're not winning games with our stars now. Our stars are out. Sometimes it's good when that second unit comes in, skittles, and then you start dropping these stars back in over the weeks. And it's like, now RTS is back, now Johnson's back, now this is back. And then it's like the cherry on top. Like, that's all superstars are, man. It should be your superstars are your cherry on top. You should be a good team, man. You need to be good 1 through 30. And it's just so confident for the Warriors because now they go out. I don't know when they are coming back, but let's say next week now they're playing whoever, and they've got their tails up, and now Sean Johnson and RTS is back. All of a sudden you're like, you get what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, we've been winning without them. Now we've got so absolutely brilliant. So let's have a look at next week's games, guys. We don't have many because of the buys, but I still will do our videos. We've got Parramatta versus the Sharkies. We have Knights versus the Bulldogs, Panthers versus the Dragons. We have Dolphins versus the Raiders, Roosters versus the Cowboys, Broncos, Rabbitohs, Sea Eagles, Storm, Titans, Warriors, Tigers all get a bye. How good, lads. All right, lads, that's it. Thank you all so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.